It's everybody's favourite video of the month. We're filming our June TBR using the TBR jar once again. This is always, every single month, the video that I look forward to filming the most, and this month is no exception. I am very excited. We have such a mix of books on this TBR cart today. As always, I definitely want some literary fiction, but we've got a bunch to pick from. We've got romance, fantasy, thriller, we've got some non-fiction on there, we've got some short story collections, we've literally got a bit of everything. If we can get a range, that would be nice, but as always, it's not in my hands, it is in the hands of the TBR jar. I think for once in my life, I will not ramble at you for 5 minutes straight, and we will just get right on into it and pick my first prompt of the video. Let's go for this prompt here. It's a tiny one, and it says, a dystopia slash sci-fi. Okay, let's see what we have got. This is not a genre I read a lot of. I don't know if I'm missing some, but off the bat, I think these are the three that I noticed first. So we have Scythe, which is a YA dystopia. BZRK, which is, I guess, also a YA, kind of like more sci-fi dystopia. And then Dark Matter, which is an adult kind of thriller sci-fi. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm leaning towards BZRK by Michael Grant, just because I've never heard anybody talk about this book, but I have read many of this author's books because he wrote the Gone series, which if you know, you know, I speak about it continuously. I love that series so much. That's like a YA dystopia series where all the adults disappear, that kind of vibe. And I just read the last one in, was it January, I think? And it shattered me to pieces. It broke my heart. So I'm kind of, maybe, I guess, ready to start a new series by him. Am I? I don't know. This one is following Sadie and Noah, and I'll be honest with you, I've read the blurb to this book multiple times. It has lots of words in it, like nanobots and biots and twitches and lots of words that I do not understand. But I'm hoping that the actual book itself is easier to understand. I think it will be, because Michael Grant, the 6 books that I've read from him previously have just been so easy and bingeable. I don't think it's going to be as complicated as maybe the blurb is suggesting it to be, but I'm interested to see what else he does because I've only read that one series by him. That's such a rogue start to our TBR, having a YA sci-fi, but I'm not mad about it. So that is book number 1 on June's TBR. Okay, let's pick book number 2. I'm going to go for this prompt here, and this says, love this one, random emoji generator. This is a fun one. I've only had this, I think, once before. Okay, I've pulled up a random emoji generator. I'm going to click on the website. It will come up with one straight away, but we're going to randomize it again. Okay, so it's starting with a clock, and our random emoji is a bag of money. Huh. Okay. I quite literally don't know. I quite literally don't know. I've gone through all of them and I have no idea. There's probably like some in here with characters who are like having money troubles or something like that, but because I've not read any of the books, I don't know. I might just roll again. Sorry. A taxi. Oh, okay. This is not helping. A taxi. Maybe do we just try and find something with like a car on the front cover? A vehicle? Okay, well, listen, I was pulling out ones with luggage on them, like this had a suitcase, this had a bag, this didn't have luggage on it, but they're going somewhere. It was a very, very tenuous link, but Eileen has a car on it, babe. Is it a taxi? Who's to say? Probably not, but I think it's the closest that we're gonna get. I think I'm gonna pick Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. Now let me tell you, this has been a long time coming. Is it finally time we read Eileen? Oh my goodness. For anyone who doesn't know, last year my favourite book of the year was My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh, and it has been my goal of the year to read everything that Ottessa Moshfegh has written. Now, I have since read no Ottessa Moshfegh, so that isn't going very well. Nonetheless, this is her debut and this is where I want to start, and I think it might finally be time that we continue that because 5-star prediction, darling. This book follows Eileen, and it's something to do with, I believe she works in a prison, and then she meets a woman called Rebecca, and I think she becomes obsessed with her, and it's like a woman obsessed story, and that's literally all I know. Is it a little bit of a stretch for the taxi emoji? Yeah, a little bit. But you're gonna have to give me some grace because I don't know what I would have done for the money prompt. It does say on the back that she spends her weekends shoplifting, so maybe she has money issues as well. So maybe it fits both prompts, or maybe I'm trying to make myself feel better. Nonetheless, we're going with Eileen. This is a literary fiction, a tiny little one at that, and a 5-star prediction. So I am very, very happy with that. And I know a couple of you guys want me to read this as well, so hopefully you guys are excited also. Okay, we've got off to a good range, a sci-fi and a lit fic. Not mad about that at all. Let's pick prompt number 3. I'm gonna go for this one here, and it says, continue a series. Okay. Always a good prompt. Let's see what we are in the middle of. Glass Sword is an option, as is Cursed by Marissa Meyer. Okay, unless I'm missing something, I think these are our only 2 options. So we have Glass Sword, which is the second book in the Red Queen series, which is a fantasy, and Cursed, which is the second book in a duology, which is like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I should pick this because I've been putting this off for so long, but I do kind of think at this point, because I read the first one so long ago, I kind of feel like I need to reread the first one in order to read this, because I'll be honest with you, I don't remember anything about the first one. So I might pick Glass Sword. The first one, Red Queen, I literally flew through. I read it so quickly and it was just fun, easy, bingeable. There was a little bit of romance, but only a little bit, so I'm assuming we're going to get a bit more. I think this one is probably going to be your classic rebellion story. I think we might go with this. And now that I've said all this, this is actually already in a video. I've just realised. So actually we're definitely going with this. That is a very easy pick. This is book number 3 going on the TBR. Okay, we are halfway through already. We are picking book number 4 and let's go for this prompt here. This feels like a long one. Oh, it was 2. Oh well. A book by 2 authors. Okay. I don't know if we're going to have any, but we will have a look. Okay, unfortunately, I don't think we have any. Sorry if I've missed something, but I don't think any of the books on here are by 2 authors. So we're going to pick again and we're going to go for, let's go for this prompt here. And this one says a white cover. That's easy. Okay, I've tried to pick books where white is like the predominant colour. So we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Remarkably Bright Creatures, Beautiful Boy, Nightbit, or Scythe. What am I in the mood for? I must say I just picked this up, so I am very excited for this one. I feel like we already have a couple of fantasies, so I might possibly put back the ones in the fantasy realm. So sorry. I promise I'm going to get to Addie LaRue soon. It's just so long. So we've got a non-fiction or 2 kind of like in the literary realm. That one's, I think, more mystery. If I'm being totally honest with myself, I do really want to pick this one because I just picked it up and I'm so excited about it. I think I'm going to go for this. This is quite a short literary fiction. It's only just over 200 pages and it's something to do with I think she's a mother and she's like struggling with motherhood and then she turns into a dog, I think. It sounds absolutely insane, but listen, I love insane books. I just gave 5 stars to a book about a man turning into a great white shark. So why not a woman turning into a dog? The logic tracks. I think this is going to have to be book number 4. I just think I'm going to fly through this and I think it's going to be unhinged. I've also heard this is like female rage to a T. That's like my favourite subgenre ever. And I always see this compared with books that I already love. Books like Boy Parts and My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Those kinds of books, I always see this grouped with them. So this is kind of low-key another 5-star prediction. So I think this has to be book number 4 on the TBR. Okay, we are absolutely storming through these and we are on to book number 5 and I'm going to go for this prompt here and this one says a person on the cover. Fun. Let's see what we can do. Oh my gosh, we literally have so many options. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I might just stop there. No, I'm just going to stop there. We have, oh my gosh. I thought this was kind of a niche prompt. We have so many. What do I want to do? The top 3 are non-fiction. Would it be kind of crazy if I picked a non-fiction? I feel like that would be so rogue. And yeah, I need to get through these non-fictions at some point. We have Beautiful Boy, which is a non-fiction about a father and his son's addiction. We have So You've Been Publicly Shamed, which is something to do with, I think this guy might be a journalist and he's like researching cancel culture, I think. Well, my camera just died, but that's fine. And our third and final option for this would be I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokpokki, which is like a non-fiction about a woman talking to her therapist. What should I do? I mean, this one is the shortest. I feel like maybe I'll go with this and kind of ease myself in to a non-fiction because I don't read a lot. In fact, I think this would be the first one I would read this year. This one is, it says part memoir, part self-help. I actually thrifted this from a cafe. It was like a little free library. So I gave them a book and took this one away. And I just think the cover is absolutely stunning. I've seen this kind of floating around and I think it's like transcripts of this woman and her therapist. And then I guess conversations after that and like, I don't really know. I don't really know what to expect. But I think it would be good to maybe have a non-fiction. I think my first non-fiction of the year. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go for this one. Who knew I had so many books with people on the cover? Okay, we are picking book number 6 and let's go for this prompt here. This one says, my highest rated book on Goodreads. Okay, let's have a look. I might maybe pull up my top 3 to give myself some options. By the way, for anyone who has been asking, because a few people have been asking, I am trying to make my Goodreads public. I am clearly technologically inept because I can't do it. I have been trying, I can't do it, I cannot figure it out. I've put it on some weird privacy setting and I can't get it off. And one of you guys, literally so lovely, even wrote down every single step for me in the comments and I still can't figure it out. So I am debating just making a new one, but I'm kind of procrastinating doing that because of how much effort it is going to be to add all of the books onto there, but I'm debating doing that. I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. Okay, top 3. Okay, well, quite a few of them are in series, so we'll just do the ones that are not in the middle of series and that are on here. I saw this one coming a million miles off. That's not on here, that's not on here, that's not on here. Scythe. That's not on here, that's not on here. Oh my gosh, none of these are on here. Okay. Quite a few of the top ones actually are not on my TBR cart, but of the 3 remaining, we have Six of Crows, The Naturals, and Scythe. I feel like I'm not hugely in the mood for any of these, but nonetheless, I did say I would pick one of the top 3, so it is going to be one of these. We do already have a sci-fi and a fantasy, so maybe I pick The Naturals, but we also already have a YA. The issue is with that prompt is I always want it to be literary fiction, but literary fiction is almost never rated highly. It's always like fantasy or series that are up high, hence why we have a bunch of series. I feel like I already have a fantasy and a dystopia, so I might go with the YA mystery. I think there are like fantastical elements to this, because do they not all have powers? Oh wait, no, they don't have powers. That is incorrect information, I'm so sorry. I think they're just very intelligent, or they have skills, but they're like natural skills. Clues in the name. Let's go with this. I've actually never read anything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I know she is very beloved, so I think that would be fun. Oh, there you go. It says our first character, our main character Cassie, is a natural at reading people. So it's those kinds of skills, and I think the FBI get a bunch of these kids to help them solve cases, and I know there's a bunch of books. Oh, the font is big. And the chapters are short. Okay, we picked well. I think the FBI is getting them to solve cases, and I guess maybe they do a different case per book. I'm gonna go with this. I have owned this one for quite a while anyway, so I feel like it would be a good choice. We're going for this one. I know I asked for range, but like we have got range on this TBR, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. Okay, prompt number 7, our penultimate prompt. Let's go for this one, and this says... Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Literary fiction. What am I in the mood for? Let's have a look. Could most definitely pick The Rachel Incident. Maybe Acts of Service. I Have Never Known Men. Does this count as lit fic? I don't think so. A Certain Hunger. Okay, I think I've narrowed it down to 4 that I am most interested in. I just got this one, so again, I am very excited to get to it. I was kind of putting this off because after I read The Natural Way of Things, I thought they might be similar, but a bunch of you guys have said that this isn't quite as harrowing, maybe, or at least not in the same way. Even though the blurbs read really similar to me, but I do desperately want to get to this, so that is an option. No idea what to expect with this one, but that could be a fun one. And then we have A Certain Hunger, which again has been on so many TBRs and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I'm kind of equally in the mood for any of these. Should we do a random generator? Should we ask Siri? Pick a number between 1 and 4. 3. 3, so the Rachel incident, okay. I'm happy with that. I got this in the same trip that I got Nightbit, and let me tell you, I was so excited when I found this. This is set in Cork in Ireland, and we're following Rachel, and I know it's to do with like being in your 20s, living that like messy confusingness that is your early 20s, and that's really all I know about it, but it is beloved. It has such a high rating on Goodreads, and that's kind of all I know going in. But I'm very, very excited. I just think I'm going to fly through this. And another relatively short one, it is just over 300 pages. I think this is exactly what I needed on the TBR, because we've got a couple out of my comfort zone, and this is very much in my comfort zone, and I think that's what I needed. Okay, that's our penultimate book. I'm very happy with that. Okay, I guess we're on to our 8th and final prompt of the video. This always goes so quick, and then it makes me so sad. This is going to be our 8th and final prompt. It's a good one. Roll a dice and pick a book with that many words in the title. Lovely. Let me pull up a dice on my phone, because best believe I don't actually own a dice. Okay, we have a dice up and we are gonna roll it and see what we get. 2, a 2-word title. That should not be difficult. Oh, we have loads. I'm just gonna pick some I'm interested in. So, okay, I've picked a few thrillers because I don't think we have a thriller on the TBR at the moment. We've got a YA mystery, but I think that's going to be a bit of a different vibe. So I've pulled a few thrillers. We have Dark Matter, which is a little bit more sci-fi. So actually, now that I've said that, maybe not, because we've already got some sci-fi. And then we are down to Watching You by Lisa Jewell or Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I've read from both of these authors before. I've read one book by this author and adored it. And then, I mean, we all know, Lisa Jewell, I've read literally so many of her books and I've loved all of them. It's also been a while since I've read a Lisa Jewell book, so I'm kind of thinking, is it time? And I think it might be. I think it might be. And would that not be the most perfect way to round out our TBR with a Lisa Jewell? I think this is going to be our 8th and final book, Watching You by Lisa Jewell. This one is, well, the blurb's written in second person, but I don't think the book is. We're following somebody who I think kind of becomes a bit obsessed with the man next door, who is a head teacher at the local school, and it says, you never dreamed that your innocent crush might become a deadly obsession, or that someone is watching you. Kind of an obsession trope. And again, massive font and short chapters. So I just think that's going to be a brilliant one to fly through. So I think 8th and final book, Lisa Jewell. Can't go wrong, really. Okay, I asked for range. Let me tell you, I feel like we have range. Okay, on June's TBR, we have BZRK by Michael Grant, which is a YA dystopia. We have Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh, a literary fiction. Glass Sword, the second book in the Red Queen series, which is a fantasy. Nightbit, which is a literary fiction. I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokpokki, which is a non-fiction. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is a YA mystery. The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue, which is, I think, literary fiction, maybe contemporary fiction. And last but not least, Watching You, which is, of course, a thriller. And there we have it, that is June's TBR. I'm pretty generally happy with that TBR. We have a couple out of my comfort zone, but we have a couple in my comfort zone. So I think probably a good month of reading. Let me know which ones you want to see in videos. Let me know which ones I should start with, if you've read any, what you thought. Like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. I love you. Goodbye!